Okay, everybody. Welcome to a super special Friday version of the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Yes.
A little different today. Doing Q&A. That's all we're doing today.
Q&A only. Q&A day.
Emerson's like, have we done this before, haven't we?
We've done it like a midweek episode before where we kind of switch it up.
But it wasn't all about Q&A.
No.
It was like some baseball
We have
stuff.
Done episodes where we base it mostly around Q&A, but yeah.
You wanted to really nerd out on some baseball one day, I remember. So,
Yeah, we did do that.
which is fine
It
with
was
me.
baseball season.
Yeah, baseball season. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Haven't seen you in a couple days.
I know.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're
Haven't seen you since last episode.
drinking some caddy margaritas right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're tasty and they're strong.
Yes, sir. Before we get started, I want to shout out Tommy Lasorda. He passed away today.
Yeah.
93 years old. He was a kook, but one hell of a manager.
He's an
I know
all-timer. He's an all-timer.
Yeah, I know he managed for our hated Dodgers, but hey, he was one hell of a guy. Did a lot for baseball, and I mean, you should go look up his highlights of just his comedy highlights on YouTube. I'm sure he's got a reel for sure. But yeah, just want to throw that out there before we get going.
I also want to thank the people who did give us questions.
Yeah,
It was looking a little bleak at first. I
I
didn't
know.
think we were going to be able to have any questions, but here we are. We got, 10, 11 questions?
Yeah, we got 10, I think.
Plenty of stuff to talk about.
No doubt.
No doubt. Am I reading the first one? Yes.
Yeah,
I
go
am.
for it.
So this first one's from Finch Matthew, 4-time guest on the show. He asks, Watson wants out of Houston. Where would you want to see him land, aside from Niners and Cowboys? 'Cause I think he knows we both say Niners or Cowboys.
Yep.
You can answer this.
I would say, like maybe the Bears would be a good one because I feel like they would have a good supporting cast because clearly their quarterback situation over the last few years has been rough.
And the Bears should have drafted him anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
We're really getting down.
Yeah. Other than that,
I was kind of thinking Indianapolis.
I was thinking that too.
Maybe
I don't know if that. I don't think the Texans would trade him.
I bet he asked us this question because he wants him to go to the Chargers.
Yeah, but no, that's not gonna happen.
I know Herbert's.
They love Herbert's fucking
He's
badass.
good. Yeah,
Finch just needs to get on board.
Finch needs to get on board.
Yeah.
So Finch, figure it out. Get on board with the Herbert train.
Yeah. Who else though? I mean,
He could. I don't.
obviously like the Jets need a quarterback, but that's not the only thing they need. I feel like the Bears and the Colts are the easiest ones. The Colts will not happen though because they play in the same division as Houston.
I don't want this to happen, but I can see maybe Philly.
That's not a bad call.
They would definitely dish Hurts if that means they can get Deshaun Watson. I know.
No doubt about that.
I don't want that to happen at all, but I think that could be a fit.
Yeah. Who else? NFC is pretty stacked other than the bad teams. I mean, maybe the Panthers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Panthers could use them.
Yeah. To me, it's the Bears, but I don't even know if that would really be a great fit. Him playing in cold weather, I'm not sure that that's his type of.
I'd say Indianapolis is the
Environment.
best because he'll have a line
Yeah.
and a decent defense.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good fit. But everyone keeps talking about Carson Wentz going there, so who knows what's going to
Yeah,
happen
I
there.
think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Deshaun going there doesn't make sense just for the fact that Houston wouldn't trade him there
Yeah.
just because of the same division.
Yeah, exactly.
Another Deshaun question from our boy N Warren 70. If Deshaun really wants out of Houston, do the Niners throw the house to get him? I think why the hell not? But
And time is now.
yeah, what do you think the Niners, if they had a chance to get him for something reasonable?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I mean, I did like Jimmy G for a little bit, but he's not really proven to me that he can
he's
be
not
that
a
guy.
game changer. He's just if he can take a team to a Super Bowl, but he wasn't the reason the Niners were in the Super Bowl.
If I'm Shanahan, I'm throwing the house. I think this is a good question.
I think he would love to have Deshaun.
because I think Shanahan realizes this is the time right now where you guys had a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah. But
But-
we have a lot
but
of great
you can-
players. The defense is
Exactly.
solid.
Like right now, like no better time than present time, and the window is now,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
So I say, fuck it. Do
Well,
it.
I mean, I do think Kyle has the fantasy of being in the window all the time, just because he's that type of guy.
And who? Yeah, I mean that's a good.
Most coaches probably think that way too, but I mean, he's had some success, so I think that's probably where his mind is at. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they have. I mean, they have a great roster. Getting Deshaun on board would cost a lot of money, so I think and probably a lot of draft capital at the same time.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they fit him in and who they'd have to get rid of. I'd take Deshaun. I mean, quarterback is now the most. I mean, it's always been very important. There's no question about it.
But it's what you
But,
need.
yeah,
You
and-
need it.
And putting together an amazing defense is not as important. You got to have a decent defense, but you don't have to have the best defense or one of the top 10 or 5 or 10 to win a Super Bowl these days.
And don't get it twisted. The Niners should do this, but I hope they do not get anywhere close to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I don't want this to happen at all. So knowing my luck, it will happen. So congratulations on getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that would be tight.
The next question Nick gave us was, or he was asking us, I guess it is a question.
Yeah.
Ohio State or Alabama? National championship's supposed to be on Monday. It might be next Monday. We'll see.
Have they been talking about that?
Kind of.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, something like that.
Who's having trouble?
I don't really know in particular, but I've heard there's a possibility it could be the following Monday. As of right now, it's still this Monday,
Interesting.
but we'll see. Hopefully it is this Monday because I want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I mean, how can you not roll to Tide on this one?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I did say Ohio State the other day. The more I thought about it, the less I like that.
Yeah,
that statement.
I have it on our bowl prediction
Yeah,
list.
yeah. I mean, Alabama's probably gonna fucking win, but
I'd like to know who Nick wants in this game. I know who he wants, but who he really thinks is going to win this game.
he probably thinks Alabama's gonna win.
Yeah. But I know he's
He
not.
doesn't want to think that.
No.
Yeah.
Even though Nick used to be a big Nick Saban fan in high school. He doesn't like to remember this, but I do. Or I don't like to remember it, but I remember it.
That's
So-
a nice little factoid.
Yeah.
All right. Margan Fo, my mother.
Quattro.
She asks, when talking about top 5 or even top 10 quarterbacks, I assume she's pulling this from our most recent episode.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Joe, meaning most likely Montana, mentioned?
Oh, I was thinking Flacco.
Oh, yeah. My response is I believe Joe was mentioned. You may have missed that, but I'm pretty darn sure he was.
Danny for sure mentioned it.
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
thought
she-
I
don't
thought
know
I
if-
may have even too. I'm not
We
sure.
had to have. I
Yeah,
don't know if she had trouble hearing him or she wasn't listening.
yeah,
But I mean, Joe Montana's the top 2 quarterback ever.
Yeah.
He is. He just is. There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
debating that.
and like you said earlier, we were kind of not necessarily talking about most
Accomplishments.
accomplished quarterbacks. We're
Mhm.
talking about most talented quarterbacks.
Yeah, like arm talent. Like
Yeah.
you know, Montana, I didn't get to watch him, but
Yeah.
from what I've seen,
No one really talked about how his
no arm
talent.
talent. No, he was just
Talked about his
he was
ballsiness.
in the perfect system,
Yeah.
and he won every game he played. It seemed
Yeah,
like
and he was
4th quarter, 2 minutes left. Niners down by 4. The game's over. You might as well hand Niners the win on that
the
one.
comeback kid.
Exactly. Another question from Margan Fo. She says, "Why is Gage so stubborn? Just be a Dubs fan, dude."
Never.
Morgan, I love you, but this ain't ever gonna happen. Even if the Kings did leave Sacramento, even if the Kings weren't even a franchise anymore, this would never happen. I can't. I've talked so much shit for so many years. I'm so deep into the hole. I can't. You probably wouldn't even respect me as a friend anymore if I became a Warriors fan.
Nah, yeah, Mom. Let's be real. We don't want him.
I lose so much respect for being as a sports fan. I just can't do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, at that point, I don't even think I'd root for a team. I just watch basketball because I already kind of deal with the Kings anyways. It's not like I watch every Kings game that's on.
You don't? You don't like watching that dumpster fire?
Dumpster fire is putting it lightly. Putting it very lightly. They haven't been good since 2002 when they should have won the championship.
Hey.
But we don't have to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
So
Poor Kings.
sorry, Margan. I'm never gonna be a Dubs fan. And I know this question was pure sarcasm too,
Yeah.
because I know she would never expect me to ever do that.
Our next question is from Seven Waffles,
All right.
former guest of the show.
Former guest of the show.
Thanks for the question. Will the Bills be in the Super Bowl? What do you think?
I mean, they were my number 1 team last week, or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it, I did say I thought the Chiefs and Packers right now will make it. So I gotta say no, they won't.
The Bills absolutely could be in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
but I
absolutely.
do not think they will be.
Yeah,
I love Josh Allen. He's awesome. He's so much fun to watch. He's an amazing player. But I'm not sure if he's ready.
I think he's just gotta.
He needs
I
I think the Bills will play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game,
which would be nice.
which would be awesome.
Which would be nice.
But I think the Chiefs just have it right now. They're kind of as poorly as they have played. They're the team to beat, and I think that's going to stay that way.
Yeah, I mean Patrick Mahomes played arguably one of his worst games ever in his career thus far in the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and they still won the game by what?
yeah.
2
He
touchdowns?
threw 2 picks and
Yeah. So
was not perfect by any means.
it'd be cool for Buffalo.
I'm rooting. I'll put it this way: I'm rooting for the Bills. They're my number one team.
Because I don't know,
This year's
we
playoffs.
we know this, but not, I don't think nobody or not a lot of people may know this, but they went to 4 straight Super Bowls in the late '80s, early '90s, and lost all 4 in a row.
Yeah,
So I think the Bills Mafia, Bills Nation,
they're starving.
they need it.
They're
They need it
starving.
bad. I know the taste is in their mouth, but I know they think back about what happened.
Yeah.
They can't lose another one. They can't. As a fan, I couldn't handle it. My heart couldn't take that. So, Bills Mafia, baby. Fuck
I'm
it.
rooting for them for sure.
I just don't think they will be.
Yeah, I wouldn't put my. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad bet, but I'm not going to put my money on it.
Our next question, man, we're getting a lot of Deshaun Watson questions today.
Yeah,
Mostly
it's a hot
from
topic.
Niner fans. I mean, Finch is not a Niner fan, but
Yeah.
From Travelway, a good friend of the show. We'll be seeing him tomorrow. He asks, trade for Watson, or should they stay with Jimmy Fraud, or trade to draft Justin Fields?
If I had to pick between any of them, it's obviously going to be Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, Fields. I don't know if the Niners need a project quarterback right now. I think they need someone that's established, and Watson is obviously established.
Yeah.
I think if anything, I think the most likely outcome is Jimmy Fraud, as you like to say, Sal. Jimmy G is gonna.
He hates on Jimmy G so
Yeah.
fucking much.
Jimmy G is
great.
very likely to be the quarterback. I'd put it at 50-50
Yeah.
that he's going to be the guy next year. But Watson would obviously be an awesome upgrade. I wouldn't like Nick said. I don't know if I would give the house for Watson, but
It really,
trade a lot.
it really just depends on what the house entails.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like I'm not giving up a guy like Fred Warner or Jimmy Ward for him,
no.
and plus draft picks.
Or like
It's going to take draft.
Or like
picks.
George Kittle. You're not getting rid of George
No.
Kittle.
No. Yeah, I mean, if it's a couple first round draft picks, I could see that being worth it because he is awesome. But I don't want to give away established players at this point because that's what we built this team around.
Yeah, that's what sucks about getting a big marquee guy like a Watson or a big
You
name
gotta-
quarterback. Is you got to get rid of
gotta
someone.
give,
You can't pay everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough.
But what I could see is John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan trusting their ability to draft and develop players.
Yeah.
So you give up anything you can to get the best players possible.
Yeah.
But moving on, or do you want to answer that question too? Stay with Jimmy G. That's what you want, right?
Well, yeah, but I think since we're talking about like for the team, I don't think Justin Fields would be that bad. Cause the cap hit would be
Oh, I mean, they would be
Well,
saving a lot of money.
and I think
They can get rid of Jimmy G for nothing right now.
yeah, and they would. So you'd have at least 3 or 4 years of paying your quarterback very low amounts of money, and still being able to play around the team for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean, no guarantee Justin Fields is gonna be good like Deshaun Watson is.
that's the thing is like the Niners need someone that's established. But yeah,
But if it's me, I would take that chance with Justin Fields because you can always pay a quarterback or try to trade for a quarterback. So you have to give up something for it anyways.
yeah.
So I might go with Justin Fields.
What would you think about so they? I mean, I don't even think they need to trade to get Justin Fields to be completely.
No, based
honest.
off where they're putting him in the draft, you could draft him.
Yeah, because the Niners have the 12th pick.
It really all depends on the Jets and the
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, they'll have to make some calls, and maybe they would have. It's not a guarantee they would have to trade to get him, but I mean, you get him and then back him up with a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick for
Yeah.
instance,
Or like Andy Dalton, if
or
he has to
Andy
stay with the
Dalton,
Cowboys.
or Nick Foles, whoever.
Or like a Joe Flacco, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, fuck Joe Flacco. But yeah, I mean, hey, maybe that's the route. But who
Yeah,
knows?
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
And I know T or Chava he likes Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like about him? He's been awesome in college.
And I think after last week's game, it really his stock is from
Yeah.
here.
I don't think you can. I mean, let's watch him play Alabama because that's about as close as you can get to an NFL
Exactly.
defense
I
in
agree.
college football.
100%.
See how he does.
Yeah.
Nothing against Clemson; they have a great team as well. But yeah, see how he plays, and that might tell you a little more about him.
Yeah.
Our next question.
And I can't read today.
No,
Feeling like a scrub.
this margarita's sticking in my mouth. Ashley, not Ashley,
Miss
our
you.
old friend.
Who are you? We
She.
don't even talk anymore.
Will Lindor, as in Francisco Lindor, make a difference in the wrong side of New York?
Ooh, someone is salty.
Someone is very salty.
She wanted Lindor bad.
Who wouldn't want this guy?
And I'm not talking about the chocolates. She wanted Francisco Lindor bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Francisco's nice.
The dude's got the best smile in
Yeah.
MLB.
He's
by
fun to
far.
watch too.
He's nice.
He loves baseball. There's no question about it. What do you think, Mr. Baseball expert?
Yeah, I'm a huge baseball expert. I mean, yeah, he'll make somewhat of a difference. He has to. Has to, right?
Yeah,
When
dude
you're that-
hits, dude fields.
When you're that good, you got to make a difference on anything. So yeah, he'll make a difference on the right side of New York. How about that? Hey, like them apples.
He'll be on the left side of the infield, however. But yeah, no, I think he absolutely will.
He played second when he was.
Shortstop,
Why'd you say left side?
because if you're looking out, he's on the left side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're going there.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think he will. I mean, he's a four-time All-Star out of 6 seasons in the MLB.
Probably should have won a ring on the Indians,
Yeah, was on that great Indians team that went to the World Series a few years back.
which was a great World
That
Series.
was a great World Series.
That was a great World Series.
I think he will also help the. I know it's unquantifiable, but he'll help the locker room too.
Mhm.
Just the
Yeah.
camaraderie.
He seems like he's just a good.
You couldn't dislike the guy.
No.
No.
Like I said, the smile. He just seems like he's a bright dude and likes to
Yeah.
just be out. He's just happy to be out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
Yeah.
I think you pair him with Pete Alonso, and they got a solid pitching staff. You can't argue with.
What was the? How much was he getting paid?
Well, so he's going into his last year of arbitration, so he doesn't have a.
Gotcha.
He does not have a salary for this coming season yet. It's probably going to be pretty healthy, somewhere in the $20 million range. But he will be a free agent technically after this coming season,
Gotcha.
which is why the Indians were looking to get rid of him. They wanted to get something for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely an upgrade, especially over Rosario, who they actually traded to get him. So yeah, I think that'd be cool for the Mets and their fan base to have a star player like him.
Our next question is from another Yankee fan,
Oh, yeah.
Tyler_Moffitt. He asks, when the Yankees win the World Series, who will be the MVP? And will DL be on the team? Which we assume he's talking about DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah. So he says when, so he's very confident in the Yankees winning the World Series. which-
Also, what Yankee fan isn't confident in
Yeah.
the Yankees every year? That's all I gotta say.
they have a great club on paper.
They do.
so
They are.
I won't argue with
stacked.
that. If they win it, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with.
He means MVP of like the World Series. Right?
Yes, yeah,
Not like the MVP of the team
No.
necessarily.
yeah. I think MVP of the World Series it's gonna be Aaron Judge.
I'd say Garrett Cole
That's not a bad pick. I mean,
because I can see he'll have to shut down the,
Yeah.
the other team. And he'll probably pitch. I mean, ideally they want him to pitch once or twice just so they can sweep him.
he would like. I mean, if it only went 4 games, he'd probably only pitch once. But
So I'll say in 6 he'll pitch twice.
yeah,
Maybe
if they play 6, he'll pitch twice.
I'll say Garrett Cole.
There you go. It's a tough pick because pitcher is actually a good way to go
Mhm.
for that same reason because
Yeah.
they're going to pitch twice,
Yeah.
more than likely. Judge sounds like an easy pick, but actually,
Yeah.
you could see him striking out 15 times,
Yeah.
and he just
Well, him
goes
and John Carlo.
strikeout machines. And plus, the Yankees have so many other great players. So
If I'm picking a hitter,
anyone.
I am picking DJ LeMahieu though. The dude just
he hits.
He's a bona fide hitter.
hits.
He just hits.
Yeah, he hits. And do I think DJ will be on the team? My gut says yes.
I would. I mean,
The most recent report was that the Dodgers were actually interested in him. That was about a week ago.
what do they have to give up? Anything?
Well, he's a free agent.
Oh, but it's just like how can they keep paying all these people?
Yeah. It's probably not that likely. The report also said that the Yankees are still the front runner, but yeah, we'll see. I would say my heart says that DJ will be back in New York
I mean,
and not with the Mets.
the Mets.
Yeah. Last question. This was a late entry.
Look at Finch getting the first and last question.
Yeah, look at that guy.
I like that.
So this is from our buddy Matthew Finch. He says, watching the Ball Brothers game right now, between the Hornets and the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
that being LaMelo and Lonzo. Who will have the better career / better overall? And he also lists, so he lists 4 players in this: Lonzo, LaMelo, Zion, or Ingram.
I'm kind of interested why he went this route. Like why those 4 guys?
Unless he's just talking about everybody involved in the game.
Yeah,
But that,
yeah.
Anyway.
If I were him, I would have said Lonzo, LaMelo because they're brothers,
Yeah.
and then maybe Zion, Ingram because they're teammates.
Yeah.
But better overall career, I'm going to go Zion. It's the easy pick.
I think Ingram. I'm still not totally. Zion's awesome. He's fun to watch. He's a totally unique player, but
His game is still raw.
his game is raw. Plus, it's like kind of outdated in a way. He would fit really well in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah.
I think Ingram has. I mean, Ingram's already been an All-Star, so he's got that going for him. I don't see LaMelo or Lonzo even being anywhere on either of these guys' levels at any point in their career, to be completely honest.
Out of these 4, I'm picking Lonzo 4th. I think
Yeah, Lonzo, he's
I just think
probably peaked, honestly, unfortunately.
the few games I've seen LaMelo play, he seems like the highlights I've seen, the dude can pass.
Yeah, he's good.
I think
Good.
him playing with grown men overseas helped him a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the talent level like the NBA, but still, you're playing against men.
Yeah, it's not like college where it's a bunch of skinny guys.
Exactly. And these guys ain't going to give him anything because they know what he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to go. They're harvesting against this kid right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd probably go Zion. I'd probably go Ingram right now. LaMelo 3rd and Lonzo 4th.
Yeah.
In that, for the better careers.
Yeah. But I would, if we're going between LaMelo and Lonzo, like you said,
I'm picking LaMelo.
pick LaMelo too.
Yeah.
He's got the potential. Plus, you could maybe argue he's just as good as Lonzo right now.
Yeah, Lonzo, his dad really hyped him up.
Yeah,
and I kind of bought into it. I was like, maybe this kid will be good.
I mean, he was pretty awesome in college, honestly.
Yeah. But who isn't good in college?
Yeah, it has not quite translated.
No.
All right, that's all of our questions.
I like doing this. We should do this a little more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how my schedule goes.
Yeah.
I don't always have Fridays.
all of a sudden, like you said when we were on air, that when we don't want a bunch of questions, we get a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And then when we want questions,
I had to put some more effort out there.
nobody wants to ask us any fucking questions
Yeah.
anymore. But no, we appreciate everybody who asked us
Yeah,
questions.
no, that was awesome.
We probably threw everybody off. Like, wait, whoa, these guys are doing an episode on Friday?
Right?
So, I had a good time doing this. I could do this every day if we could.
All right.
Especially if we made some cash.
One of these days. Yeah. One of these days.
Do a little last call real quick. Did you watch NBA on TNT last night?
I watched some NBA on TNT last night.
Did you hear Charles Barkley talk about Spicoli?
I did, dude.
I knew you would.
Fuck yes.
I almost texted you to ask you if you did.
Fuck yes. And Kenny was like, what are you talking about? I've never seen that movie.
Well, Charles was talking to Luka because Luka was like the post-game
that was
hero.
a mistake.
And Luka's not from this country, and he doesn't really talk. He talks pretty decent English.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Honestly, he probably talks better than I can in English. But he was talking. They asked him Luka who he models his game after, and he said some guy, and it wasn't. It sounded like the word Spicoli, which if you're familiar,
it was some guy, some European dude.
Yeah. Which if you're familiar with Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Sean Penn plays
Spicoli.
Yeah.
Total stoner, blonde hair, and Charles is like, "What was that guy's name you said? Spicoli?" And I just started rolling because it's like Barkley's one of his favorite movies. He was saying.
Yeah.
And then all the guys that he was with on.
Kenny was like totally confused.
Well, they knew the movie, but they were like, "This guy's 19. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about."
19 and European.
Not from here.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm glad you saw that because
that
I almost even texted you about it.
That was hilarious.
For some reason, I thought you might have been at work. And so I saw it and I was like, man, I really hope Emerson sees this. Did the other guy see it or no? Like Gary?
No, I was watching it alone. I actually laughed out loud though.
I did too. I was like, man, he's really bringing up Jeff Spicoli right now on NBA and TNT.
Anyway, Chuck, cheers to you.
Did you also notice last night how Ernie wasn't there?
Yeah.
And it totally reminded me of like when you have a substitute teacher because they were just talking and talking. And they weren't listening to that other guy at all.
Well, and during the first highlight, that's when it came around.
Yeah.
Most notably, is they were like just joking around the whole time. They were not paying attention. Like the guy was doing his little highlight thing, like Luka makes a shot, blah blah blah. But they were not.
No.
Like the guys were just blabbing.
They were not talking about the game.
No,
they were talking about other stuff the whole time. I noticed that too. Like they weren't even talking about the game at all.
I know. I felt bad for the guy because he was like trying to do as solid of a job as he could.
It just totally reminded me of when you have a substitute teacher and nobody listens at all.
That's
It's
a
just
great
anarchy.
Call. That's a great call.
So I'm glad you saw that because I saw it and I was laughing my ass off. Isn't it our time?
He kept saying that too. All right, kudos to you, Chuck.
Yeah, it's. I'm almost done, but
Yeah.
cheers to Chuck.
Cheers.
Cheers to Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I haven't got my checkered bands on. There you go.
Nice, nice.
Ooh.
Right on.
Cool.
Any last words?
Not really.
There was a big allegation that went out against Major League Baseball's pitchers by a former Angels staffer, which I thought was interesting about their use of foreign substances to doctor the baseball. So we'll see where that goes. We'll maybe report on that on our next episode if we get any more information.
Don't get caught. Hey, it's only bad if you get caught, right?
Yeah. Thanks again for your questions.
Appreciate
Thanks for tuning in.
Had a great time doing this.
We'll see you next week.